Let's start with the connectivity. Okay, so if you are going to work with the database, there are few things you need to keep that in your mind. Okay, so notepad. First thing, establish connection to the database, and then you need a cursor. Create a cursor which holds the connection detail. Sorry, it's a cursor. So using this particular cursor, we are going to execute the database queries. Okay, so and another thing you need to know, database name and username and password. Okay, for the database which we are going to use, the programming underscore guide. This is the database which you are going to use, and the default username is root and password is empty. You don't have to provide any password out there. Okay, these are the basic things which you need to establish a connection to the MySQL database. Let's do it in the code. Okay, I created a new folder, database operation. Inside, I'm going to create a call. Connect MySQL db.py. Okay, just think about this scenario. SQL is a different technology, and our Python is a different technology. Both of them is trying to communicate. So we need someone in the middleware to help us to communicate the programming language to the database language. Okay, so we need something to help us to establish a connection or doing the database operations. So what we are going to use is we are going to use the Python MySQL library. Okay, when you install Python, that library will not installed automatically. You need to download it again. It's not a complicated thing. Just go to your command prompt, and type pip install MySQL. That's all. It might take a while. Okay, so what is happening here? As I said earlier, I have the setup necessary in my local already. So the requirement was already satisfied. So it is available in this particular location. Or else what will happen, there will be installation bar will open here. It will load from 0 to 100%. Once it is done, that library will be installed in our Python. Okay. Okay, let's import the package. Import. Okay, py mysql. Done. Okay, we need to know the syntax first thing. How to create a connection. Okay, you need to know the syntax. So, creating a connection, you need 4 parameters: database name, username, password, and the host. Okay, the syntax is pymysql dot connect, and you need to use a named parameters here, host and user and the password. And finally the database. These are the important things. So, and this is the syntax to establish a connection. Okay, let's do that. So I'm going to create a variable to hold the connection. Connection is equal to, okay, so what is the host? It is localhost. And what is my username? As I said, it is default username, which is root, and password is empty, and database name is the underscore programming guy. Okay. Okay, so in this statement, the connection has been established. Okay, so the second thing which I said, you need to have a cursor to process the SQL queries. Okay, let's start from creating a table. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to use the existing table. Let's go back to our browser and open your localhost PHP admin. Let's delete this table, the table name called person. So I'm going to drop table and the table name. Okay, now the programming guy, it doesn't have any tables here. It's an empty database. I'm going to create a person table using my code. Okay, let's do that. Okay, the first thing, we need to have a cursor. Okay, create a variable for storing the cursor, and cursor, which you can retrieve it from the connection dot cursor. Okay, done. Now we need to know the syntax first. SQL underscore insert or create table. Let's store the SQL query in a string, and we'll use the string inside the cursor to execute that. Okay, so the simple thing to create a table in MySQL, most of the languages it's common. So syntax is create table and table name, person, and the columns, ID, int, and size of 20, and it's a primary key, and second column first name, and its length of 20, and last name, it's again length of 20, and we can keep both them as a not null. And primary key, and we can keep it as an auto increment, so you don't have to provide any data, it will automatically increment from 0. Add to underscore increment. Okay, looks good. So just verify the syntax one more time. Create table and the table name and the columns ID, and ID is my primary key and it has auto increment, and the second column is first name, and third one is the last name. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my cursor dot execute. So execute method will take a query, yeah, any SQL query. Okay, so we have a query here which is stored in SQL create table. So I'm going to run this. At the end of this program, what will happen? We need to have a table in our database. Okay, that's the ultimate end goal. Okay, let me go. But whenever, make sure you close the connection properly once the process is done. Connection dot close. It is always a good practice to close a connection. Okay, so at the end, let's put a simple printf saying like table created successfully. Okay, way to go. Okay, So I'm going to run it now. Just right click, run Python file in terminal. Just click. Cool. Table created successfully. It's just a message, but we need to go to the Apache server and see in the MySQL database whether the table is created. Okay, let's go and check it out. So this is our database. See, initially there is no table. We dropped the table, and now it is created again. And there is there is no record inserted in the table because it's a brand new table. Okay. So let me stop here. So in the next video, what we are going to do is we are going to do a CRUD operation with this particular table, kind of inserting data, updating data, deleting, and drop a table or drop a database. Okay. Let's see each other in the next video. Thank you.